Every day, millions of people walk past trees without giving them a second thought. They provide shade, beauty, and cleaner air. But some trees hide a much darker secret. A surprising number of toxic and poisonous trees grow in places we visit every day, and most people do not even know they are there. One tree on this list is so dangerous that even standing beneath it during certain conditions can be a serious mistake. In the 10th place, the European yew hides lethal cardiotoxins behind a calm, classic landscape profile. Commonly manicured as hedges in public parks and suburban yards, this evergreen looks completely harmless. Yet its needles, bark, and seeds contain toxin alkaloids. These compounds block sodium and calcium channels in human heart cells, triggering sudden, fatal cardiac arrhythmias. While birds safely eat the bright red, fleshy outer cup, chewing the seed inside is deadly. Most people walk past this tree daily, entirely unaware that its quiet presence conceals a poison that can halt a heart within hours. Number 9 is a tree many plant for shade, completely unaware of the chemical warfare occurring beneath the soil. The black walnut, native to North America, looks like an ordinary addition to yards and farms. Yet its roots, leaves, and debris secrete a toxin called juglone, actively poisoning nearby plants. While humans escape direct poisoning, this tree remains a severe threat to animals. Walnut wood shavings trigger agonizing laminitis in horses, and dogs chewing the hulls face severe neurological distress. If you think this yard hazard is troublesome, wait until you see the beautiful ornamental that actively stops human hearts. In 8th place, the chinaberry tree turns public parks and neighborhood sidewalks into hidden danger zones. Originally from Asia and Australia, this decorative shade tree hangs its bright yellow-orange berries over schoolyards and streets. At first glance, they look completely harmless, but they are a trap for curious children and pets. All parts of the tree contain toxic tetranotriterpenoids, with the berries being the most dangerous. Ingesting just 6 can trigger violent vomiting, muscle weakness, and rapid neurological decline. If you think this beautiful tree is deceptive, wait until you see the aggressive urban invader next. Number 7 is an aggressive urban colonizer that fractures sidewalks, dominates vacant lots, and exploits neglected city corners. Originally from East Asia, the tree of heaven resembles a hardy shade provider, but it harbors a quiet hostility. Its roots and bark secrete elanthone, a toxic compound that chokes out neighboring plants. For people, contact with its sap triggers painful skin swelling, while its heavy pollen causes respiratory irritation. You likely walk past this concrete-splitting invader daily, unaware of its hidden hazards. But if you think this city colonizer is deceptive, the toxic threats waiting in our top positions are far more severe. In 6th place, one of the most popular flowering ornamentals lining public highway medians and school courtyards carries a lethal secret. At first glance, the oleander looks completely harmless, boasting vibrant pink and white blooms. Yet, every single part of this drought-tolerant tree, from its leaves and flowers to its sap, is saturated with cardiotoxins like oleandrin. Ingesting even a single leaf can trigger severe vomiting, a dangerously slow heart rate, and fatal cardiac blockages, often requiring intensive treatment with specialized heart antidotes. Even burning its pruned clippings is hazardous, as the rising smoke carries these same toxic compounds directly into the lungs. If you think this beautiful yard favorite is deceptive, wait until you see the explosive traps waiting in our top 5. Number 5 on our list looks like a festive celebration of spring, yet it hides a chemical trap that once sent thousands of children to the hospital. Laburnum, or the golden chain tree, hangs its bright yellow blossoms over parks and schoolyards across the UK and North America. At first glance, it looks completely harmless, but those beautiful hanging clusters transform into green pods that mimic edible peas. These pods are saturated with cytosine, a toxic nicotine-like alkaloid. Ingesting them triggers severe vomiting, muscle tremors, and potential respiratory failure. If you think this beautiful park tree is deceptive, wait until we reach the tropical coasts, where a tree with self-exploding toxic weapons awaits. Number 4 is the sandbox tree, often found shading parks and public gardens in tropical cities. At first glance, it looks completely harmless, but it hides a double-layered hazard. The trunk exudes a caustic, milky latex that inflicts painful chemical burns on contact and risks permanent eye injury. However, the mechanical danger is even more shocking. The tree's drying seed pods build up immense physical tension until they explosively split, launching seed shrapnel at speeds up to 150 miles per hour across a 60-foot radius. If you think these high-speed projectiles are terrifying, wait until we reach the top 3, where a tree growing along popular public beaches makes even seeking shelter from the rain a toxic mistake. Coming to the top 3, poisonwood transforms scenic tropical paths into hidden medical hazards. Native to southern Florida and the Caribbean, this species grows along popular coastal trails and beach paths. At first glance, it looks completely harmless, blending seamlessly into the lush greenery. Yet its bark, leaves, and sap are saturated with toxic, urushiol-like oils. Brushing past this tree during a casual hike transfers these invisible compounds directly to your skin. Dermatology reports and traveler exposures reveal a deceptive, delayed reaction. Victims suspect nothing until hours later, when severe blistering, intense itching, and painful swelling erupt. Simply touching a leaf can trigger weeks of agony. If you think this contact hazard is terrifying, wait until we reveal the tree next that is so toxic. Even its rainwater runoff can burn human flesh. In second place, the suicide tree, or Cerbera odolum, looks completely harmless as a common ornamental lining. Roadsides, parks, and temple grounds across South and Southeast Asia. Yet, this everyday tree has earned one of the most feared reputations in plant toxicology. While its white flowers and glossy leaves appear innocent, they conceal a devastating weapon, a small, fibrous fruit containing a seed kernel saturated with cerberin. Cerberin is a highly potent cardiac glycoside that silently shuts down the human heart by blocking crucial electrical pathways. Ingesting this single, easily overlooked seed triggers violent vomiting, a dangerously low heart rate, and fatal arrhythmias. Forensic literature reveals a dark history, particularly in Kerala, India, where this tree was responsible for over 500 fatal poisonings in a single decade. If you think this quiet killer is terrifying, wait until we reveal the undisputed number 1, a tree so volatile that even standing beneath it in a rainstorm can melt your skin. And finally, in first place, the manchineel tree holds one of the most feared reputations in the plant kingdom. Growing along the sandy shores and coastal resort parks of the Caribbean and tropical Americas, this beachside tree represents the absolute peak of botanical danger. Its deceptive green apples and glossy leaves look completely harmless to relaxing vacationers, yet every single part of the tree is saturated with caustic phorbol esters. Ingesting a single bite of the fruit triggers agonizing oral burns, vomiting, and a dangerous drop in blood pressure. Even worse, the sap is highly water-soluble. Standing beneath this canopy during a rainstorm is a painful mistake, as the runoff dripping from the leaves transfers the toxin directly to your skin, causing severe chemical blistering and potential blindness. Burning the wood is equally dangerous, as the rising smoke carries airborne irritants that damage the lungs. The real surprise of these species is that while they are highly toxic, they have become remarkably common in our everyday lives, meaning you have likely walked past one without knowing. Which poison tree surprised you the most? Subscribe for more fascinating nature documentaries. Across these 10 species, the real surprise isn't their toxicity, but how common they've become. You have likely walked past one today without ever knowing. Which poison tree surprised you the most? Subscribe for more dark nature secrets